I was sure that God did not put me on the face of the earth to bang on a typewriter for the rest of my life. There must be something else for me to do. I didn't know what it was, but I was going to find it.
She probably was one of the most respected actresses and models of all time in Hollywood. And in all the years that she has been active, there has never been any major scandal on her. There has never been any major scandal. And I only hope that many movie stars aspire to be like her. She has won so many medals. Not only has she remained graceful, but the amount of respect everyone has for this woman, it's crazy. And like I said, she was everyone's grandmother, everyone's voice of wisdom, and she's just very, very iconic. So Cicely was born in East Harlem on December 19th, 1924. Her parents were immigrants from Nevis in the West Indies. Her father arrived in New York City at the age of 21 and was processed at Ellis Island on August 4th, 1919. So Tyson grew up very religious, okay? She sang in the choir and attended prayer meetings at an Episcopal church in East Harlem. And Tyson's mother was opposed to her becoming an actress and would not speak to her for a very long time because she thought that the acting industry, just like Grace Kelly's parents, they thought that it was just a place for harlots. And honestly, during those days, the industry was that, and the women were very used. So I don't blame her mother, but Tyson never fell for any of those. Fortunately for her, her mother did change her mind when she saw Cicely appear on stage and was winning so many awards and how respected she was and remained with her dignity.
My mother wasn't happy about what I was doing. She didn't like it. She told me I couldn't stay in her house and do that, whatever that was. Being brought up in the church, you learn that a woman has to carry herself in a certain way, and you follow the teachings of the church. She really thought I was going to live in a den of iniquity because that's what show business meant to her. It didn't have any decency. Mom, it wasn't a den of iniquity after all.
So Tyson was discovered by a photographer for Ebony magazine and became a successful fashion model. She became one of the top U.S. Black models in the late 1950s, appearing on the covers of such magazines as Harper's Bazaar and Vogue.
I wasn't one of those children who went to the movies on Saturday and looked at the screen and say, I want to be a movie star. It happened quite by accident. You know, I just got bored to death one day typing on a typewriter, and I pushed myself away from the desk and I announced to whosoever will, I was sure that God did not put me on the face of the earth to bang on a typewriter for the rest of my life. There must be something else for me to do. I didn't know what it was, but I was going to find it.
And her first acting role was on the NBC television series Frontiers of Faith in 1951. She has played in so many films since then. This generation most know her for her Tyler Perry films like Diary of a Mad Black Woman and Why Did I Get Married Too. She also starred in The Help and How to Get Away with Murder.
Mom knows you've had a hard blow. And there's nothing me or any of us can do. But you too, you must try. You must try, darling, get a grip on yourself. And be brave and strong. You must.
Where have you been?
Listening to Jimmy Lee's father talk about school busing and neighborhood concepts.
Well, I have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And you think getting after you is my favorite way to spend my time?
Can I have a sandwich?
We've already had supper.
I'll get your sandwich, Benji.
Wait a minute. And I said we already had supper.
Seems like I ain't got nothing going for me but somebody's mouth. Get off of me, Benji. Get off of me. Watch it, I said. Get off of me.
Coming in at all hours. Coming in with a fresh mouth on top of it.
That's what you want to talk about, not musicians or opportunities.
If one more crack out of you, boy, and I'll slap the black off of you.
No, you won't. Don't you ever put your hands on him. That's my child. And no man's gonna put his hands on my
If the
child.
police pick his ass up off the street, you ain't gonna have no child.
Get in there. Now, I say. You are not to touch him. I mean, that's all.
Benjamin Johnson thinks he is 30. But he is only 13 years old. And he's better off learning that from me than from some stranger on the streets. And now it's what some man ain't gonna come in here and do to your child. Well, I do not play that. Rose.
What's wrong with your sounder?
Oh my God. It's
Nathan! 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 Daddy!
Oh, look at you. Hey!
I hear that the politicians down in Washington, they are saying that the escaped slave wants to go back to their slave masters. Well, now, anybody got any kind of sense knows that them politicians is lying like dogs. I mean, you know anybody wants to be a slave? You show me a slave like that, and I'll show you a crazy man. By giving us this fugitive slave law, sold the country, and they sold to the devil.
What's fair compensation for a slaveholder who's lost his slave?
The state prison, sir.
I say go back to Africa.
Henry, don't you sit down. You stay right where you is, mister. I got something to say to you. Africa? Well, I would say it's much too late for that. Your shackles and your chains done rooted us here too deep, so deep. We is more rooted than your cousins what sailed the seas and slaughtered the Indians away. I want to ask you something. Who is it you think mostly builds the South? That's right, us. Our hands, neighbors' hands. My people gave to this land, fought for this land, belongs to this land, I say. And it's on this land where we're going to be free.
There was the woman they called Moses. At the height of her powers, crowned she was. Yet she had not found the close lost ones, dearly beloved ones.
Young black men, take your place. We need you. Your sons and daughters need you. You were sold off and had no choice, yes, but now it's time to stay. Take your place. Now, starting now, starting now. Young black women, you are more than your thighs and your hips. You are beautiful, strong, powerful. I want more from you. Take your place.
And one night, not too long after, he fell asleep on the couch, drunk as a skunk, lit cigarette hanging out of his mouth. And that night, that house that I loved so much burnt to the ground. And your Uncle Clyde burned right with it. Because sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Even if all you've got is a long match and a very flammable hooch.
In addition to her Screen Actors Guild Award, her Tony Award, her Emmy Awards, and her Black Reel Awards, Tyson received several other honors. In 1977, Tyson was inducted into the Black Filmmakers Hall of Fame, and in 1980, she received the Golden Plate Award of the American Academy of Achievement. In 1982, Tyson was awarded the Women in Film Crystal Award. The award is given to outstanding women who, through their endurance and the excellence of their work, have helped to expand the role of women within the entertainment industry. In 1988, Tyson received a Candace Award for Distinguished Service for the National Coalition of 100 Black Women. In 1997, she received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and we know you're not official until you receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In 2005, Tyson was honored at Oprah Winfrey's Legends Ball. She was also honored by the Congress of Racial Equality, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and the National Council of Negro woman. Tyson was awarded the NAACP's 2010 Spingarn Medal for her contribution to the entertainment industry, her modeling career, and her support of civil rights. She was awarded the United States' highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, by President Barack Obama in November 2016.
Cicely Tyson.
As one of President Obama's last official acts of office, he awarded the 92 years young actress and activist the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And for good reason, because more than an award-winning actress, Cicely is a groundbreaking cultural luminary, paving the way for a generation who walk behind.
In September 2018, the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Science announced that Tyson would receive Academy Honorary Award. On November 18, 2018, Tyson became the first African-American woman to receive an honorary Oscar. She wasn't just talented when it came to her career. She was also very, very highly educated. She received honorary degrees from Clark Atlanta University, Columbia University, Howard University, and Morehouse College, which was an all-male historically Black college. The Cicely Tyson School of Performing and Fine Arts, and a magnet school in East Orange, New Jersey, was named after her in 2009. In regards to her personal life, not much is known about her intimate details, as she kept most things very private. But Tyson had a daughter when she was 17 years old. At age 18, Tyson married Kenneth Franklin on December 27, 1942. According to her divorce decree, her husband abandoned her after less than 18 months of marriage. The marriage was formally dissolved in 1956. Tyson began dating jazz trumpeter Miles Davis in the 1960s when he was in the process of divorcing dancer Frances Davis. Miles Davis also used a photo of Tyson for his 1967 album, which was titled The Sorcerer. Davis told the press in 1967 that he did intend to marry Tyson in March 1968 after his divorce was finalized, but he married singer Betty Davis that September instead. Tyson and Davis rekindled their relationship in 1978. They were married on November 26, 1981, in a ceremony conducted by Atlanta Mayor Andrew Young at the home of actor Bill Cosby. Their marriage was tumultuous due to Miles Davis' volatile temper and infidelity, and Davis credited Tyson with saving his life and helping him overcome his...
Cicely took him on.
He needed, at the time I met him, someone to save him from the life of destruction he was living.
And you took him to an herbalist, and you actually got him clean for a period of time, yes?
Yeah, I did a lot of things with Miles. My friend and teacher, Vinette Carroll, said to me, "Do you think he really knew how much he was loved?" And I said, "No, he didn't."
Lived in Malibu, California, and New York City until she filed for divorce in 1988 because it just became too much for her. Their divorce was finalized in 1989, 2 years before Miles Davis died in 1991. Tyson was also godmother to the singer Lenny Kravitz, having been friends with his mother, actress Roxy Roker, as well as to Denzel Washington's daughter, Katya, and Tyler Perry's son, Amon. Tyson was an honorary member of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority, and if you're wondering why she looked so good for so long, she was a vegetarian. She only ate fish every now and then and rarely ate eggs, and really believed in eating a lot of greens, vegetables, drinking water, and most of all, staying stress-free. Tyson's memoir, Just As I Am, was published in January 26, 2021, and she was promoting the book during her final weeks. In an interview with Gayle King asked her how she wanted to be remembered. Tyson said, "I've done my best, that's all." Tyson died on January 28, 2021 at the age of 96 years old. So she didn't even get to see her book just finish, and it's been so sad. In terms of her femininity during her time, the iconic braids, she made it very glamorous for women to wear their hair short and natural. She glamorized that. She has such a confidence and fierceness about her that just made so many men, just like so many women alike, just attracted to her aura.
I went to a barbershop in Harlem called the Shalimar, where Duke Ellington used to have his hair cut. I told him I wanted him to cut my hair very short and then shampoo it so that it would go back to its natural state. I want you to cut it as close to my scalp as possible. And then I want you to shampoo it so it goes back to its natural state. When he had regained, he came to me and he said, "Are you sure that's what you want?" I said, "Yes." The next morning, I go to the studio. I have my hair wrapped in a scarf. I go to makeup and costume. And then when the director said places, I took the scarf off. You could hear a hair hit the floor. So finally, he walked up to me and he said, "Cicely, you cut your hair." And I shook my head, yes. So he said, "You know, I wanted to ask you to do that, but I didn't have the nerve." And then it was George Scott who asked my agent to send me in to meet with them for East Side, West Side. I said, "Well, what do I do about my hair?" They said, "Your hair? Leave it that way." Because I got letters from hairdressers all over the country telling me that I was affecting their business because their clients were having their hair cut off so they could wear it like the girl on television. And that is what created the natural hair craze, that show, and my wearing it that way on that show. The cornrow and sounder. You know, I knew during that period that women in the South cornrow their head. So I said that Rebecca would wear her hair in that manner.
And I really, really, really just look up to her. And I know many of you guys did. I was very, very distraught to find out her death because I actually have seen so many of her movies, from her performances in Roots.
We have a very strong son. We will give him a very good life.
What do you call him?
We call him Baby Boy, and we'll go on calling him that until his father decides on a name for him 8 days from today.
And be sure to keep some kind words in the comments.
I will take this moment to let you know, just in case you don't, that every one of us that look like me are not all in a position of servitude. I don't look for anything or ask for anything other than to be treated like a human being.